Yo, this is BJJ Casting Couch. Nah, I'm just playing. This is part 2 of how I won my first tournament. If you haven't checked out that video, click on this. I'm your host, Zach. Also, probably the most superb average white belt you've ever met. So, let's jump right into it. I had just won my last 3 matches. There was just one more person standing in between me and the semifinals. To my surprise, my next opponent and I have something in common. He's registered under a gym I visit 2 to 4 times a month, Akagi. Akagi is a great facility, great gym, and all around just an awesome vibe. But you know, I can't let their white belt beat me. I got some pent-up demons I gotta take care of.
Release the Kraken!
What the hell is even that?
Now I know why they call it a sacrifice throw. This is why it's so important to have control of your opponent's momentum. You can see me trying to push and pull my opponent to get him to react, but I don't wait for him to push back into me, putting me in a disadvantage because he pulls away from my throw and he comes up right up into the top position. I react right away, trying to recover from my impatience, but Tyler ends up grabbing my ankle before I can stand up. I scoot away as fast as I can, which leads me to get my bottom leg free and shoot up a triangle. I start trying to cut the angle, but I am unable to get the angle right. We sit here for a while before he stacks me and I throw up another armbar, but this one sucked. I resort back to open guard. I work a double sleeve grip and I slip one of my hooks in underneath the thigh, and then I drag my opponent's arm across, leaving him with no post on that side. I lift a little, switch my hips for a quick and easy elevator sweep. Now, this wouldn't be a true white belt video if I hadn't said fuck the guard pass and sat for a footlock. But it seems I've learned a couple things.
The boy you trained, gone he is, consumed.
And just like that, we move on to the finals. I had subbed 3 of my 4 opponents, putting me at the number 1 seed in my bracket. I have taken 3rd place not only once, but 5 times this year.
You suck!
My first match in the finals bracket comes from the Academy. The winner of this match advances to the finals. The pressure starts to grow, and I can feel this guy's base is going to be a lot harder to move. In fact, so hard he decides he wants to move me. Have you guys ever seen a dog with a blanket over his head? Because that's how I felt in this moment. We recenter and guard. He's quick to stand up, so I establish my points of contact. I notice as soon as he stands up, he grabs my ankle, so I am enabled to grab a collar grip in case he falls for the ankle lock. Glad I did. I'm able to beat the knee line, which keeps me out of trouble from the footlock and gives me the chance to pull myself up into the back, which his response was to crawl away, but that leaves his arm defenseless. I get the tap and advance to the finals. We begin, and Kenneth pulls as soon as he gets his grips. You can tell he's done this a time or 2. He immediately looks to go into De La Hiva guard. I step up and around his guard and try inserting my knee to his hip. But he's able to stick his foot back in, so I switch directions and knee slice past his guard. He's trying to regain his guard back, so I try moving to his head. I look to control his bottom leg, which is allowing him to regard. I then step over the head and grab a Kimura. I lift and break his grip. I lift and sweep him over. He's trying to turn into me to negate the Kimura. My answer is to switch to an armbar. I am unable to get my hook over in time before he goes belly down. I switch back to the Kimura. You can't see, but I also have his head and his outside leg caught in an inverted triangle type of thing. I don't know. Anyway, it worked. I try my best to break the Kimura loose, but I can't. So I let go and move to stand up. I guess I have just a little bit of aggression here, but hey, I wasn't just gonna let him stand up with me. We return to stand up, and I make the worst guard pull in the history of white belts. I bump him forward and jump into single leg X. But then I turn around and give him my back. Rethinking my mistake, I quickly turn to guard. He follows my back, so I just follow the momentum to reverse into top position. I break his guard by holding onto his arm and putting my knee in the middle. I grab his ankle and look to pass, but he makes a fatal mistake. He puts both of his feet in between mine. I crowd his hips and move right into mount. He brings his hand right to my face. Well, you know, you shouldn't do that, because I had to finish. I had finally done it. I had taken first place in the most subpar local grappling industries tournament. But if you thought I was done there, boy, you wrong. I still have the no-gi competition still coming up, and I am feeling hungry. You think one medal's enough? Absolutely not. Don't forget to give me a sub, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Let me know what you think of the content in the comments. And if you feel generous, feel like supporting the journey, check out xmarshall.com and use code ZA at checkout. And I'll see you in the next video.
You're very flexible.